Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Spyder Mike, and thank you for coming to my channel. This particular video is about, does the 2021 and 2022 Spyder RT Limited, do they have artificial intelligence, also known as AI? Because I believe the bike does. I mean, AI, by the way, for those who don't know AI is like the bike is almost superhuman, super intelligent. So, of course, since it has computers in it, so like you would see, like kind of like Jarvis, that's an Iron Man costume. So it's an AI, artificial intelligence. Obviously, it's all computers. Okay, now I want you to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you stick to the end, I have a hack at the end of this video for anyone who either have speed control, it's optional, they can get it on their bike. What makes it extra fantastic and something you never ever thought about. So it's a real nice hack you won't see anyplace else. So without further ado, it's on with the show. Showtime. Okay, without further ado, point number one, the bike talks to you. So if you got your bike connected by Bluetooth to your phone and you get Google Maps on, then it will give you turn by turn direction coming through your 6-speaker sound system, what have you. So now that's fantastic. So you can hear which way to go right through your bike, and of course it does it in an audible voice. The bike sings to you. Now, if you have it connected to your phone, it'll stream the music that's on your phone or the app that's on your phone through the sound system. So the songs that you love or you like, it'll sing it to you. Also, it has an onboard FM radio. So you can get to stations on the radio, so it can also sing to you. So the bike can sing to you, which is fantastic. And also, it has a setting on the bike that it will increase the volume slightly, slowly, the faster you go to compensate for the road noise as well as the louder engine sounds. And as you slow down, the volume of your music decreases. So at all times you can hear your tunes, or you can set it to have it stay at one volume. So in my opinion, that sounds like artificial intelligence to me, AI. To point number two, the bike monitors itself. So it knows apartment's doors are ajar or open, and it will let you know. It lets you know if there's some type of malfunction. The bike would alert you to it, and it would, even if it's super serious and the bike will analyze and see would it cause any damage to the bike, it would automatically shut the bike down to what's known to BRP as limp mode, capital L-I-M-P, limp. So the bike would automatically only slow down and would only go 10-15 miles per hour, I'm guessing on the exact speed, so that if you on a road or something, you can safely pull to the side. And then it will alert you to codes on the dashboard to what are the possible reason that the bike has went into limp mode, which how it ever does. Also, you still get power if you're going to tow it and you need to drive it up on to a tow truck. So this bike has fantastic monitoring capabilities, which sounds like artificial intelligence to me, AI. It cancels out your turn signal once you make a complete turn, left or right, and it will cut it off And also, if you have your turn signal on for more than 30 seconds and you don't make a turn, it would automatically cut the turn signals off. Now, if you make a slight turn or you change lane, it doesn't. But so those are a couple of features there that make this bike seem like it has artificial intelligence, AI. This bike will automatically downshift for you. Now, if you know anything about a motorcycle that has shifting capability, normally with a clutch, you got to hit the clutch and you got to shift gears, you got to fumble with the brakes or the throttle, and you got to do the same thing as you go up. You got to repeat it as you come back down through your gears. So that can become very tedious. But what this bike does, automatically, once you get to your highest gear that you're particularly traveling at, then when you hit the brakes and the bike starts slowing down, it would automatically break down through the gears without you doing anything. So that is fantastic, that it will downshift for you. Now that sounds to me like artificial intelligence, AI. The bike automatically knows when you cut it on, it automatically cuts all the lights on. The running lights, the running lights in the back, the optional lights around the floorboards, as well as the optional auxiliary lights in the front. So you are ready to go. It also, once you cut the bike off, it would wait about 10 seconds approximately to cut itself off, which gives you the time to get off the bike, get your keys and make it to your door to get into your apartment or your home. So it would wait with all these lights on to give you extra lighting, and then it would shut itself off. So that is a fantastic feature. I mean, and it sounds like artificial intelligence to me. This bike has vehicle stability system, which keeps your bike from running off the road, hydroplaning. What it does is it will disengage your throttle somewhat. It would apply, if necessary, brakes, and it will apply the ABS to keep you from crashing. So this bike, and it does it in a fraction of a second. Before you even realize that you have a problem, this bike has recognized the problem, analyzed the problem, and applied whatever solutions needed to solve the problem before you even realize it was a problem, all in fractions of a second. So this is fantastic. It also keeps your bike in control during emergency hard stops. So that again, the artificial intelligence kicks in and realize that something ain't right. That back wheel has locked up or something, or trying to lock up, and it would do whatever necessary to eliminate the situation. So it's almost impossible to get out of control or to hurt yourself in a sense, because you have AI on your side. I believe the 2021 and the 2022, since the bikes are identical, has artificial intelligence because it advises you. From the dashboard, it will let you know if you connect it to your phone that you have an incoming call. It will display on your dash. It also lets you know what's the temperatures outside, what's the time, or what is the miles before you're empty. And also it has all of the basic engine information that's on a typical car. So you know the speed and the RPMs and all of that. It also gives you the battery status of your phone. So all these reasons and all this advice makes this seem like it has artificial intelligence. So AI. Now I'm back for my hat. The hack is speed control, also known as cruise control by BRP. It's not just for the highway. Some people believe that's what it's for only, but you can use that any street that has light traffic, any roadway or straightaway. You can use it when you're not in a hurry. 80% of the time you may want to fly and then get somewhere quick, but 20% of the time, maybe by yourself or with your significant other riding two up, you want a smooth ride, you want to cruise, and you can put the cruise control on. Now you may say, oh no, Spyder Bike Mike, that's not what it's meant for. If it's not, how come you can activate it at 25 miles per hour and above? If it was just for highway, it would be like 50 miles per hour and above. So they know you can use it many a times when there's a straightaway and light or no traffic. Anything that's 2 or more blocks straight ahead. That makes it really, really fantastic. And the other thing that makes it fantastic, this hack, it will eliminate 3 things that you don't have to do. You don't have to pay attention to the speed limit. If it's 35, you lock it in at 35 or 38, whatever you want to. Now you don't have to monitor the street sign. You don't have to monitor your speed because you know what you're traveling at, guaranteed. And you don't have to worry about shifting, because if you lock it in, then you won't get speed creep. Sometimes you drive and if you not have speed control on, the bike may speed up, and next thing you know, you got to shift the gear. But if it's locked in just below or just above the last shift, you don't have to shift. And the last thing, you don't have to apply speed or brake. If your road goes up a little bit up a hill, the bike computers will automatically speed up and keep you at that constant speed. And if you're going down the hill, it would automatically precisely break the bike down to keep it at that speed. You can even speed up if there's a bike or something in front of you, and you can go around, and when you let go of the throttle, it'll go right back to that speed you had locked in. So you can enjoy more of the scenery, more of what's going on around you, because those are 3 things you don't have to put your attention to. So if you want to chit chat with your sweetie pie, or you just want to enjoy the sights and the smells, so you still now get more time to monitor the road, monitor the traffic. So those are things you can do if you use speed control other than the expressway. So it is made for you to enjoy. Now, I'm not advocating that you should do this, but I'm just advocating that you could do this. So that's a hack right there. A lot of people who don't own speed control or never had it don't know about this feature, because they just think it's good for locking in when you're on the expressway. And another big thing, some people think this is new technology. Speed control was invented back before 1950. So I don't know how many, is that 70-something years ago? Over 70 years ago was this feature invented. So they got it down perfected like a son of a gun. So I just want you to know that you can, if you try it sometime, you'll find out this is a nice feature, especially when you're not in a hurry and on a Sunday or what have you. You can enjoy your bike even more, because not have to worry about shifting, and not have to worry about giving it gas or hitting the brake, not have to worry about are you going 1 mile too fast and you may get pulled over. So all that is eliminated. Lock it in, and the computers will do the driving for you. Now, if your computers can do things better than you can do it, that takes pressure off you. That means less thing that you have to do. So the hack is, and most bikes, if you got it on it, like the RT Limited does, standard, or it's optional, you can get it on the bike, and now it's available on Ryker's too, standard on the Ryker Rally, or you can get it optional on the F3s. So either way it goes, just the word, FYI, is more than what you thought it was just for, and it makes your bike even more pleasurable, even more fun. So this is Spyder Bike Mike asking you to share, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to reach, I got to reach to 1,000 subscribers, so need your help. So I would appreciate it, and even if you don't, I appreciate you watching this video. So until next time, I'm saying thanks a lot. I appreciate it.